Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting nippy up the crack and we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
Man, that's a hell of an intro. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio, everyone. My name is Peter Loshak, and of course, the man sitting next to me today for today's show, you all know him. You all love him. I love him. Conor Mac, my first MLB show ever doing this with you. I'm loving Conor Mac. And appreciate. I don't know when you're supposed to say appreciate or love in 2022, but I'm loving and appreciating all of your friggin' college football previews with Ian Cameron at Pub Sports Radio. Really helping me out a lot. Conor Mac, thanks so much for doing this. How you feeling on this Tuesday for the MLB card, September 13th?
Well, I appreciate for having you on and doing this show with you.
But do you love it or just appreciate it?
Appreciate. You know what? I was just about to get there, Pete, because I know a lot of the in our chat and all our guys sometimes throw love around.
Yeah.
A little too much, but
It's
definitely appreciate. Strong word. I agree with you. Strong word. So definitely appreciate. But yeah, let's get to it. This is a great card. We got a couple double headers, and I'm ready to roll. Baseball's been good. So much college football. It's kind of like yesterday. I only took the Pirates. I took Diamondbacks first 5 at push. So I can maybe choose a little more because we were in those dog days where it's just like, this is all we have. And maybe you kind of press a little bit, look too deep. That's what I do, at least. I don't know about you.
It's an interesting time of the year, of course, because everyone, the football, the high season tidal wave just swamps everyone. And, people, of course, still pay attention to baseball, but not nearly as intensely as they do in the dog days of summer. So it's an interesting, unique time of the baseball season. And yesterday, of course, you see a lot of kind of freaky scores. Miami putting up 10. I feel like it's a good time because it's a little bit, I wouldn't say below the radar, but maybe off center from the radar. It can be, things can there can be betting opportunities in September that you don't really see the rest of the season. Of course, with younger players coming up, we'll see that today. There's a bunch of starting pitchers who are coming up from the minors and teams playing spoiler. All of a sudden, San Francisco, who's kind of an auto fade most of the year, suddenly playing spoiler against Atlanta. So I like this time of year. It's a little bit. You have to think twice about every big bet you make in baseball, but I like it overall. I think there's more value here than in May, for example.
Yeah, I do too. I always seem to do well, maybe because all that happens like in September and October. Mm-hmm. Of course, you get those big plus money dogs because some people look at it that like to bet favorites and these lines get too out of control. You'd have to take them, on the run line or even that because when you get minus 300, 400s. But I love that. I'm a dog better, especially this time of year at the end.
Well, we got everything on today's card, because we do have a minus 400 favorite in the Mets game. Of course, we'll talk about that. Quickly look at the comment section. Shout out to everyone who is joining us, and then we'll jump right into this.
Perfect.
I'm going to get a pen. Sorry?
I'm going to get a pen.
Okay, 2 double headers. Ricky, Bobby, Jason Prince, Sammy Comer. Sammy Comer, great to see you, North Ender. Dabby, motherfucking Cab, Caleb Morrison. Hell yeah, everyone's here. We're going to need it. I'm feeling good about it, though. Last week's show, 4-3. Plus 197. It was a plus 1.97 units overall. It was a great day, and also gave Jose Bouquet a huge favorite losing birthday pick, which is included in that record. So it was a great day overall last week. Is my stream freezing? Oh, there I am. So last week was a winning day. Hopefully this one will be at least that good. And we're gonna Sky Dragon. Dennis Garcia, shout out to you. I think we can do it. Oh, R2D2 Finland. So great to see you in the comments section. anyone who's a newbie, first-time viewer, anything R2D2 Finland posts in the comments section, I would highly recommend you tail it. I will myself. All right. We ready to go, Conor Mac? Oh, you're not there. Are you there? All right. I guess Conor Mac is off camera for a minute. We'll wait till he gets back to start the baseball card. Lucas Ryan. Let's see what's going on. Viper, NB, of course. Jimmy the Bag is killing it in the NFL right now, absolutely killing it. So I'm looking forward to all the NFL analysis that'll go on this week, as well as the college football analysis. Again, newbies, first-time viewers, I highly recommend you check out both the Ian Cameron and Conor Mac college football previews, which are already up at Pub Sports Radio, as well as, of course, Big Ragu and DJ Big Boss. It just makes handicapping college football so much easier and pleasurable and less labor intensive for me this year. You really, you do a lot of the work that I would do myself, but I trust your take on everything. So it's really very, very helpful. All right. We ready to go, Conor Mac?
That's right.
Oh, here we go. R2D2. Conor Mac, you should tell this as well. Quick hockey tips. Finnish SM League. Tappara to win. -1, 1.81 odds, starts in 25 minutes. All right. I don't think I'll be able to tail that because it's going to be during the show.
Yeah.
And the Polish hockey league.
Get that in.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to tell that either. Probably not, you won't either, Conor Mac, but people in the comment section, take a look at that and think about tailing it yourself. I certainly would if I weren't doing the show right now. All right. You ready to go, Conor Mac?
Let's rock it.
Let's rock. All right. Hold on. I'm a little bit behind. Okay. Now I'm watching the stream. All right. Here we go. First up, we got 2 doubleheaders today. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati start. So this is an interesting one. Of course, Pittsburgh at home, they tend to be a big underdog, and the games tend to be lower scoring, even for big offenses that go into Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh tends to have value as a big home dog. On the road, things can change. Their offense can pick up a little bit, although they do also sometimes get shut down. And in a situation like this, game 1, they're not a huge underdog here. Sessa is starting for Cincinnati. He was excellent for 4 innings in his last start. He's a guy who, first time through the lineup, I would expect to be quite good. In the 4th or 5th inning, maybe he'll start to tail off a little bit. And then Oviedo is starting for Pittsburgh. And, he's nothing special. He's had some bad control issues since recently being acquired. The total is very high. Yesterday, despite Minor starting, I did take the under 9.5, which cashed barely by a half run, but it was a winner. And here, too, I've already bet the under at 9.5. I bet that line when it came out, despite the fact that Oviedo makes me nervous, right? Serious control issues in his last 2 appearances. Hopefully, he'll be able to fix that a little bit in this start. Pittsburgh's lineup is likely to be, significantly less anemic than they tend to be at home. So that's an issue as well. But it's an early game, high total. I already bet the under at 9.5. We'll see if that is still available. And I would have a lean towards Cincinnati as well in game 1. Conor Mac, have you acted on this one yet?
I have not. And if you get to know me, I don't bet doubleheaders much. Right. I do a little, but sometimes I do. I probably bet, 5 or 6 all year long. Every once in a while, it's a game 1 I like maybe the pitchers, or I see game 1 happen. Maybe these, and just watch game 2. Guys are out of the lineup. It's a pitching matchup I like. They score a ton of runs, and I like the pitchers. I'll lean to the under, whatever it might be. You mentioned Oviedo. He got ripped his last time out. I think he should be pretty good here, though. I think he should go 3 or 4. In Cincinnati, there's a little bit more runs than normal, but the early start time, good call in the under. I had the Pirates. Just talking about the line value here, though, I don't think the Reds should be -130. Just right off that. To me, this would be a Pirates or nothing in this first one, but it's a doubleheader. They might split it. Who knows in this one? I lean to your under, though. And what'd you get it at? Because I see it plus money, the 9.
I got 9.5 minus 180.
Okay, minus. Perfect. Oh, okay. Because the 9's, plus 108. Okay.
And that one hasn't moved since I bet it. And I will throw that one on as an official play just to start in the 12:30 game. I'll take the Pinnacle line right now, under 9.5 minus 115. Cincinnati being a favorite makes sense to me only because, I agree with you. I think Oviedo will be, okay. and probably will not have another 6 walk appearance here. But it definitely makes me nervous. And when I look at Oviedo versus Sessa, definitely big edge, I would say, to Cincinnati in the first 3 innings. I did at Caesars as well put a little on Cincinnati first 3 also. So that's the only reason why Cincinnati as a favorite here makes sense to me. But
and you would just rather go full game with these bullpens? You rather go full game on the under with these bullpens?
I'm taking the under. Yeah, I'm taking the full game.
Full game. You wouldn't want to go first 5 because these are 2 of the worst bullpens in the league. I was just asking you if you like the full game better or just because the morning start. Yeah,
it's an early. No, I like them roughly equally. Yeah, the bullpens are crappy, but also there's big question marks with Oviedo. So yes, I like the first 5 as well, and I did bet that one also. And I probably, you're right. I probably do like the first 5 more, but I don't necessarily want to double up. What should I give official? Maybe I'll give both. What's your take? Yeah, Oviedo should be fine, right? I mean, it's an educated guess as far as I'm concerned right now. But what's your take on his situation here?
I think he has a decent start here as well, and I think Sessa does okay here as well, and that's who you have listed. I saw different guys this morning. That's who you have official too. Does everyone in the chat?
That's what I bet. Yeah. Right now,
Sessa's okay because I saw different names. About an hour and a half ago. He should give 4 or 5. I think pretty good innings. He's been solid. Pirates, I love that they scored 6 runs, 5 or 6 yesterday. Right. This team can be anemic hitting. And Sessa, the Pirates are only 3 for 23 off him this year. Not a huge sample size, but a little bit. Slight wind blowing out, not much to center. Just a classic day like today, double header, Reds Pirates, if you want to get involved. And shout out to Lucas Ryan. I bet a lot, my man. He says I don't bet much these days. I bet a ton, my man. I don't know where you've been, but I'm not going to bet this one. But I lean to the under here early.
Yeah, you know what? I will double up. I'll take the first 5 under as well. 5 minus 108 is the current line. Just went to 106. That's not great. Why did that happen? Just as I mentioned it. Maybe they're watching the show and they're like, oh, Loshak's taking the under. Let's boost it up a little bit in the opposite direction.
They were. I see a 5. Yeah, 5 minus. Yeah, 107.
All right, I won't. You know what? Maybe that's. I'll just keep it full game. 9.5 minus 115. Just keep it full game for now. But I did bet the first 5 under a little bit as well. Let's check comment section to see if anyone is R2D2 Finland, Luis Ortiz, the heavyweight pitching for Pittsburgh in game 2. Game 2 is interesting. We'll talk about that in 1 second. Let's see. Cheshire Cat says Oviedo has better numbers than Sessa. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm talking about in his last 2 appearances, he had some serious control issues, but of course those can be those can be fixed in the bullpen. J Dub says wind is blowing out. I'm seeing a very modest wind. Nothing
modest wind
off of anything. All right, let's see. Other comments. Okay, and then in game 2, 2 youngsters, Ortiz and Espinal. Espinal for Cincinnati in particular did not do well overall in the minors. Really not that good. Ortiz is an interesting guy, one of these guys who has high volatility but still gets crushed at times. His last minor league start was classic. A lot of strikeouts, 0 hits, but 2 unearned runs. So, he's one of those guys. He will have his lights out, high strikeout starts. Also will get crushed. I'm kind of, overall more down on Espinal in game 2 than I would be on Ortiz. So maybe, depending on how game 1 goes, thinking about an under. If Pittsburgh gets shut down in game 1, maybe Pittsburgh to come alive offensively in game 2. Maybe a first 5 or full game team total over for Pittsburgh in game 2. 2 youngsters starting in game 2. Conor Mac, you have any read on that one?
Yeah, I'm going to wait on game 1. If everything goes well, maybe Reds win that. I'll look to the Pirates. But these are games that are just, I don't love to get involved. It's like you talked about, 2 youngsters coming up. Yeah. I think there's a little promise for Ortiz. I mean, his last start was good in Omaha. I was going through all his game logs, but he got hit pretty hard, for the most part in late July and August. But, he's got the call up here. It just isn't enough for me to get involved, even game 2. But I always love to kind of see how game 1 goes. And Espinal, I'm not very high on him. Yeah. It's just, what are we going to get from the Pirates bats? I'm glad they got those runs for me yesterday kind of with that win, but because I think he could get ripped. It's just, other than the Marlins, they don't, Pirates, this is a team that just can't swing it that well. To get Reynolds to hit that homer. And they had some good numbers against Minor. Not a ton yesterday, but they had pretty good numbers. So that's why I really pulled the trigger with the Pirates yesterday. But I think game 2, you see the runs, especially the bullpen should be used. And in game 1, I wanted to mention Thompson is kind of going to be the guy after for the Pirates. That's what I have here up on RotorWire where I just checked. So he should eat up some innings after that. But extra bullpen, like I talked about, the 27th and 26th best bullpen. By game 2, maybe we get runs. Maybe you can even bet something, live in the, in game 2, either pre-flop or in game, and look to an over.
Yeah. So we'll see how game 1 goes. But again, in general, I am quite down on Espinal and less down on Ortiz. But, with his, coming up to the majors for this spot, down on him a little bit in this spot as well. So yeah, I'll be thinking about overs in game 2, but can't make anything official there. All right, but I did go official on the full game under 9.5 minus 115 in game. Sorry, Connor.
Oh, I just said okay, cool.
All right, so let's move on to Tampa Bay, Toronto. All right, ready, Connor?
Oh yeah, I'm ready, brother.
Springs and Manoah. Gosh, this is a tough one. It's so hard to bet against Tampa Bay, especially when they're dogs, right? Springs continues to be solid, although he's worse on the road, which you would expect. And Manoah, was sort of an auto play for me for much of the season. Then he hit a bit of an extended rocky patch recently. Then his last few starts suddenly looking lights out again. Tampa Bay, of course, makes adjustments, though. I did take small shots with the first 3 under and no run in the first inning. Just small shots for now. Want to see what you say about this. Toronto suddenly has a lot of life to them, winning and rolling for about 3 weeks or so now. And the Jays, the Rays lost 3 in a row. Now they're getting points, though, getting some. This is a really tough one. Again, I bet no run in the first and first 3 under small. If you gave me a free play on the side right now, I'd probably throw it on Toronto, even at minus 150 or so, and a slight lean to the under. If you gave me a free play on the full game total, I'd throw it on the under. What's your take on this one, Connor? Did you pass?
Yeah, but we have a bunch of up in the air. Yeah, it looks like Manoah's out here. I got that game now pulled off the books. So we have Springs, it looks like, with White going here. And I'd have to wait. That line's probably going to flip, I'm guessing. Right. That line's probably going to go minus 140, I'd say, to the Rays. So maybe we could touch back on this doubleheader, because it looks like game 2 would be Manoah, from what everyone's saying. He had the stomach bug this morning, that he'll go game 2. So I don't know. Maybe you want to wait till we get lines later?
Yeah, all right. That means all of my initial bets on this game are scotched. What's your take on
Me too. Manoah? I was on the under too. Yeah. I was on the first 5 under. Springs, Manoah for sure.
So I had a Manoah's made me money this year. I jumped on his lights out train early. Then when the lights out train came to a grind, I was a little late on that, so I lost a little bit continuing to bet into that when it wasn't valid anymore. Just quickly, what's your take on Manoah again? On Manoah right now, suddenly lights out again?
He's looked great, especially lately. Had that little bump in the road in middle of August. Those 2 starts were Baltimore. They were both against really Baltimore. He gave up 3 and he gave up 4. He's been money for me, Pete. He kind of hit that rough patch there too. He gave up 4 in Detroit. I remember that start because I've been on his first 5 unders just religiously. Yeah, and he had a couple bad losses there, but I've been right back on it. I'm something like maybe 12-4. I'd say my record is. I have to go back and double check. But I was going to go right back to the well. It sucks to hear he's got a little stomach bug, and he might not pitch, or maybe game 2, because I was all over that first 5 under for Springs. The way the Jays right now just can't hit lefties. They don't hit Springs. So that's a bummer that this one's come off the board.
Yeah. And Springs is a big changeup guy. And as we know, changeups, are less affected by lefty-righty splits than other kinds of pitches.
Correct.
So, all right. So there we go. So people are giving their opinions on the current pitching matchups and the current lines, but so nothing for us. I'm not seeing any lines right now. So let's move on. All right, Connor?
Let's get it.
Angels and Cleveland. Interesting one, right? Cleveland, kind of a chintzy team in general, but now they've won 6 of 7, which is pretty nice coming to life. Pitching matchup is Suarez against Cody Morris. Suarez, of course, off that great home start against Detroit, which is nice. But anytime someone has an awesome start against Detroit, it comes with a half grain of salt, but not a complete grain of salt. I mean, that was a nice appearance by Suarez. And Cody Morris, okay, but not great so far in the majors. But in the minors, he was really good in repeated 3-inning appearances in the minors. So I did take a shot with the first 3 under with this one as well at Caesars. I didn't quite want to take first 5 because 4th and 5th inning things might change for both of these pitchers. But Morris should have a solid 3-inning start if he can get by Trout and Ohtani in the first. Suarez should be okay. Cleveland doesn't have a particularly fearsome lineup, so I took a shot with the first 3 under. And if you can't bet first 3s, then I'd probably recommend a play on the first 5. But that's what I did. Nothing crazy, of course, because both of these starting pitchers come with a lot of uncertainty. But that was my bet. What's your take on this one, Connor?
That's where I'm looking at, too. I haven't made this one official, but I'm looking to the under. These Guardians don't seem to swing it well. Like you mentioned, right. They don't hit lefties well. They've been one of the hardest teams for me kind of to cap all year. They've just been hit and miss. When they seems like I bet them they can't hit, I'm off them, they hit. So this one's very difficult. Yeah, and I don't trust that lineup. Rosario's 3 for 3. Suarez, he's been pretty good lately. Angels playing better baseball. Mike Trout ripping it. Home run 7 straight. So he's done well. I lean to this under, definitely. I'm going to write this one down. I'm with you. I just don't know if I want to go full game. The Angels bullpen always has given me trouble. Now, it's been better as of late. Yes, the last 2 weeks, month, they have been better. And Cody Morris has been pretty solid. I think he goes, like you said, 4 innings. He's pretty good in the minors. I think he gets you at least 3 or 4 here. So I'm looking at the under. I just don't know if I want to go first 5 or full game, but I'm going to jot this one down. I'm with you here.
All right. Great to get your endorsement on the way. I was thinking I'll make a first 3 innings under 2.5 at -140. I know some people can't bet first 3, but you can do that at Bet365. I don't use Bet365. You familiar offhand? You can bet like everything at Bet365, right?
Yeah, I don't use 365, but I have everything else.
So, all right, if someone doesn't have a first 3 inning option, I would recommend first 5 as well. But I'm just gonna, for my official play, I'm gonna say first 3 Angels and Cleveland, first 3 under 2.5 at -140 is the current line. I did bet that one, and I'll make that one official. Angels Cleveland, first 3 under 2.5. -140, and I also took a small shot with a no run in the first as well, but I'm not gonna make that one official. All right, you want to move here? Let's check the comment section to see if anyone is. Let's see. Yeah. All right, Cheshire Cat liking the over in this one. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable nearly as comfortable with a full game under, but first 3, yeah. All right, okay, let's move on. You ready, Connor?
Oh yeah.
Houston, Detroit. You ready for this one? Conor Mac, the second start of Hunter Brown. I was on him in that first start. I forgot exactly how I bet it, but I bet it pretty big for him to have an excellent start. And here, his next start, sophomore slump or more of the same. This is not a guy who is kind of like iffy and then comes up to the majors and has a surprisingly, out of nowhere 7-inning shutout start, and then his next start, you might want to be looking to fade him. This is a guy who is a legitimate stud, awesome first start, relatively easy assignment for his second start here, on the road against Detroit. Hutchinson, not awful, but should give up a few. Houston, of course, off of 2 straight dominant, high-scoring wins, so I don't necessarily love to bet into a team as a big favorite in that spot. But, Brown grew up in the area, so will that be a negative or a positive? I have to assume it's a positive. His stuff is legit. I'm thinking even as a big favorite, Houston is the play. Comment section and Conor Mac. What do you think?
Yeah, shout out to the chat real quick. I wanted to hit them up. Noli knows he likes that under.
There you go.
That makes me like that even better. I don't know. Yeah, shout out to our guy. The first 5, 4.5 always intrigues me. I've noticed Noli, he's been going more full game on his unders. So I don't know if I'll make that move later when we get back to it. Yeah, well, Hunter Brown, I think he's got some real good stuff. Was phenomenal in AAA. It brings me back to that's why I went back first 5, and I thought then it was a bet on the Dodgers last night with Nelson. I bet him with that Padres that day with the D-backs, 2 young kids that got great stuff, and he was phenomenal early for the D-backs last night. I think Brown's really good in this one. We know at home, I'd have to pull this up. The Astros to the under's been really good. Hutchinson's been, this guy's the ultimate, 5 innings, get you 5, 2 earned run, just getting that quality start. And he's been pretty solid all year.
And I just want to say one quick comment about guys like that. I actually kind of love him, because if you're going up against a guy like Brown, no problem fading him. But if you're going up against a guy who's an auto fade, no problem getting on him. I love those very consistent 5-inning, 2-run guys. Go ahead.
Me too. So do I. I mean, you kind of know what you're going to get. One guy really has the at-bats that hits him. If you're looking, he did last night. I was on Altuve. He's 5 for 10 off him. I'm looking under here as well. The only other way is Astros team total came through yesterday for me. I don't know if I go back to the well here, but I think this is an Astros. Just the numbers too big. Astros first 5 -0.5. I know that's kind of everyone's favorite play. It's been hitting at a crazy rate. Or you could go with them run line, being that they're on the road, because obviously you like to take that not being at home. So those are my leans here early. Is that way. I don't know if I want to go with this big a number and lay a half first 5 though. Let me take a look what the number is.
I do it, and look at me now. I do it.
I don't mind doing it. I'm going to take a look at it here. Yeah, right. 150 first 5. Hold on. Let me see what full game is. What are you rolling here with? Just the under?
I'm going to start with, again, these first 3s. I like them. I understand if that's frustrating. Some people don't have them, but I'll start with Houston first 3 -170. That's the current line at Will Hill Caesars. Shout out to Will Hill Caesars, off a great book, offering lots of bonuses, all these kinds of promos and stuff. Really appreciated playing with them this year. Houston first 3 -170. I'll make that official. And then just kind of a no-brainer, Detroit first 5 team total under 1.5. Why would we not jump at that? Because maybe it's a second start. He's pitching in Detroit, a little nervous. Maybe he gives up 2 in the first. I don't know. Why would we not like Detroit team total under first 5?
Yeah, I'm a little leery because he's got the stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he could just give up a couple. He still could go 5 or 6 in this second start. You know what? I got to see him pitch, and he's the real deal down here. So, man, it's difficult. I love team total unders, but I like full game. The first 5, the 1.5s are tough. They
are tough. But let me tell you something, Conor Mac. When you have a stud starting pitcher at elite level, like when Garrett Cole was at the elite level, he'd have opposing team totals that were like first 5 1.5 -170 on the under. No problem. Take them all day long anyway.
Oh, like DeGrom.
But
yeah, I take his half. I forget it was start the other day. The Rockies, they didn't score. I'd almost go that way. Or you could do the 1.5 like -150, right around that range. If you, I think he has a solid start. We know the Tigers have been slowly swinging it better.
Yeah.
I mentioned that these teams in September, they'll start to, Angels are playing a little better base. Teams that were just dormant, horrible, couldn't score anything, have been playing a little bit better. They got nothing to play for. So a lot of these guys playing for their jobs right now. But yeah, I think Brown's the real deal. Maybe I'll look under. Hutchinson's been phenomenal. So I'm looking kind of under in this one.
Hutchinson's been phenomenal?
No, he's been solid. I mean, Brown's been phenomenal. Sorry.
You won't use the word love because it's too strong of a term, but you'll use phenomenal with a reference to Hutchinson. No, I understand.
Hunter Brown.
Okay. Hunter Brown. Right. Okay, right. Yeah, so we got some interesting comments coming in. Jack Rosenblatt, Astros 210 against right-handers the last 30-ish. Yeah, I mean, in general, the Astros are a pretty righty-heavy lineup, strong lineup, but they're pretty righty-heavy. Jack Rosenblatt likes the under. Noli knows also likes the full game under. So none of these people are like all over Brown. They're like, I'm just all over the under. Interesting. And someone else made a comment about comparing him to Verlander. Where's that comment? I want to find that comment. I saw on Twitter someone overlaid Verlander pitching and Hunter Brown pitching, and it was like a carbon copy of each other. And it was just a very interesting video that I saw posted. Yeah, he's trying to be a carbon copy of Verlander and almost achieving it. And that's not bad if he can. I can't find that comment, but yeah. All right. So Noli knows liking maybe the under is a better play than just taking Houston as a huge favorite here. Jack Rosen with the under. Tigers bite back a bit. Astros with a 1.54 bullpen. Yeah, Astros have a great bullpen recently and on the year.
Oh, they've been phenomenal all year long. Definitely, the Tigers have had a really good bullpen. I'm going full game on the under here.
Right, so you're making that official, huh?
Yep.
All right, now let me think about what I wanted. All right, maybe I'll make something else official on this game when we wrap up at the end. But yeah, a lot of great comments as usual coming in from the comment section. As of right now, I'm only going with Houston first 3 minus 170, but might put some other plays at the end. All right, let's move on. Conor Mac, Philly and Miami. Another interesting card today. Miami a small favorite. Of course, Miami coming off the doubleheader. Lost the first game, won the second. I was on Miami -1 in that second game. And now we've got Falter against Sandy. Alcantara, in general, not really lights out reliably anymore, but his struggles all seem to come on the road. Even though, 5 of his last 8 starts or whatever, he's gotten hit. His recent home starts have still been pretty lights out. He was at Philly in his last start, got hit. Now he's back home. I think it's probably a good educated guess to guess that he'll have a close to lights out start here in his second straight start against Philly. Falter pitching quite decently. Last 5 starts, his last appearance was against Miami, and even though they're very righty heavy and they're probably going to see all righties in the lineup tonight, he had a good start against Miami last time. And at home, probably, Miami will be offensively challenged once again. What to expect from Sandy? Lights out, near lights out, or one of these another 5-run? Where did that come from? Type start from Sandy. What do you think, Conor Mac?
I think he's a lot better, now that he'll be at home. But I do have to say, you can see him a little bit. Just maybe the innings are starting to. He's one guy where Mattingly, he's like, don't take me out. I want the ball. Like he's definitely. There's no quick hook with him on the bump. So he's had a lot of innings, and he's been phenomenal with me. I know I lost this last game. I had the under with the first 5 under. Falter was pretty good. There's one team that hits him well, Sandy, which is this Phillies team. Yeah, they see him a ton. They're hitting 265 off him. For how bad the Marlins on the other side are against lefties, small sample size, 35 at bats, they're at 314, 11 for 35. So there's a few guys, De La Cruz, Cooper, these guys that can hit him. I lean the Marlins. The problem is you got your ace on the mound, but at -130, they're favorites. It just, I still like it. I just meant when a team's that they can't hit, it's tough taking that for me. Yeah. But when you got the ace on the mound, this is, I've took them all year. This to me is the Marlins, and I'm looking at the under. I don't know which one I want to play it because he was so dominant for me, Loshak. He was winning 1-0 games. I just Marlins first 5 and the under.
Preaching to
yeah. So you probably
those myself. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and they've been a little bit shaky as of late because it almost was just an automatic bet for me. And maybe innings are get to him, but he's still a stud. And I think back at home, this is where he loves it the most. Yeah. And he got roughed up by them. And I love the second start when they come right back, even though the Phillies kind of have him a little bit. So it makes me, do I go just to the first 5 here again, or do I go full game on this under? I'm not so sure yet. I think I might just go first 5.
All right. I'm going to start off. No run first inning -132. I think that's okay. Even when Sandy struggles a little bit, his first innings tend to be excellent anyway. And so I'll start with that. Pinnacle line right now, no run first inning -132. And then, I got to lean to the first 5 under at 3.5 for sure. Very tempting to take a shot with Miami as such a small favorite here. But as you said, the offensive issues are real. Lean full game under as well, even at 7. I did bet that one a little bit. Red Girl in the comment section. Shout out to Red Girl. Jesse Galanti says, I like Sandy in a gem today. Didn't he? Even as much as Philly kind of hits him, off the top of my head, I don't have his game log in front of me, but he had a home start against Philly. That was great this year,
he
right?
Did. Yeah. Let me pull. I have it right here. I think he went 8. And gave up 1 or 2. Yep. Let me pull right back up here.
All right, comments coming in. Jack Rosenblatt, I like that. Good, that look, Pete. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a cool Jack Rosenblatt. Love that.
Yeah, great. Rosenblatt Stadium.
Yeah. Cheshire Cat says, no run first inning scare me. Yeah, it's a little bit, it's the crack of sports, of baseball betting, at least. No question about it. But that doesn't mean that in spots it can't be good, especially if you know what you're doing. I've done pretty well with runs in the first innings in general. All right, so I'm going to take that one minus 132 as an official play. Jack Rosenblatt says, I like Phillies here with the plus price. Definitely full game, because we have seen this a lot this year with Miami. They'll have Sandy starting. They'll be up 1-0 after 7, and then the big dog will score 3 runs in the 8th or 9th and win it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right.
You're exactly right. And maybe there is, a little value with Philly full game. That start was July 15th.
Huge.
8 innings.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Huge shout out to Dan Kelly with the Detroit game. How about Houston-Detroit under 8 and Hunter Brown over 4.5 strikeouts pays plus 228? Holy shit.
I like it.
That is and similarly to awesome and love and all these extreme words and phrases we're using. Holy shit is an extreme phrase that I don't use frivolously. That might be, there you go. Dan Kelly, under 8, which is already endorsed by the great minds of the comment section, and Hunter Brown over 4.5 strikeouts pays plus 228. Wow, I might tail that. Thank you, Dan Kelly. That is awesome. All right, other comments coming in on Roddy and Bergia. Innings are piling up for Sandy for sure. Very few starters, even the elites, are immune from that. Billy Friedrich likes Philly first 5. Wow. Okay, I would probably prefer full game if I was going to take it, but okay, let's move on. I might. Dan Kelly says that same game parlay is at FanDuel, Pete. Okay, but that probably
the same. Okay.
Yeah, but most places that I'm sure Caesars has that as well. All right, so I'm on no run first inning. There are probably other plays with value as well, and I might add those later. Let's move on. Baltimore, Washington. You ready, Conor Mac?
Always.
Yeah, the reason I say ready is just because to make sure that you have your notes up. All right, Baltimore, Washington. Yeah. This is an interesting one. I think I'm going to stay off of this one. Baltimore, of course, was a great play-on team for much of the season, and the great minds in our comments section, many of the great minds in our comments section saw that and put us on that. Their team totals were often very valuable. Struggling a little bit right now. And then Washington, after trading Soto with all these youngsters coming up, definitely been hitting for the last few weeks. And this is not just like an off game where they put up 10. Where did that come from? It's been somewhat consistent and pretty impressive. Now they're a home dog. I kind of like both of the starters. Kramer's been pitching pretty decently overall. Say the same thing about Abbott. Had some decent 4 or 5 inning appearances this year. So my slight lean to the under, and as this big of a dog, slight lean to Washington, but I didn't bet either of them. Don't really want to fade Baltimore here, and probably it's going to be a pass for me, although lean under, maybe lean first 5 under, slight lean Washington. You have anything here, Connor?
I didn't have a ton. I tried to look. I was looking at the Orioles team total. Mm-hmm. It's 4.5 minus 120. But you mentioned it. Even though they've been winning games lately, they haven't been scoring a ton of runs. This team they've been very scrappy in that way. These are games they have to win. I just don't know, on the road, this is a spot where I almost want to look run line. I kind of wanted to dig in and talk about this one a little bit. And the run line is kind of right around even money. I mean, it's plus 110 at a few spots. This is the perfect spoil game for the Nationals that we mentioned. A little bit pesky. They've been hitting a little bit better. But I think both pitchers you talked about, the good old Dean there with his man bun, has been pitching great lately. Yeah. That guy, he's been phenomenal. Sure. And I think Abbott could give 3 or 4 early in this one as well. So when you brought up that under, that's where I was looking at in this game. But I got to think the Orioles win. But now you're getting them at these prices on the road. I talked about the other day, even when they were at home, they were getting plus money, like if they would play the Red Sox, and now you got to play a little premium for the way they've been playing baseball. So I'm a big backer of these Orioles all year long. I think I got to stay off this one in the end, as much as I kind of want to look at the team total. like I said, but the 4.5. If this was a 3.5, I'd be all over it. Even with juice, I would be on it. But 4.5, I'm gonna back off. But I'd still be on the O's. They gotta win games here, and they have to beat a team like the Nats.
Yeah, earlier in the year they were priced KC and Pittsburgh range, and now look at this, a minus 150 road favorite. Okay, it's I guess I'm gonna pass here. Although, man, that first 5 under very tempting. I'll probably be on that by first pitch. Let's just quickly glance the comment section to see if anyone has any recommended plays or insights, and then we'll move on. Let's see. Jack Rosenblatt, awesome name. Dean's been pitching great. With a FIP over 6, I feel like he's due for some regression. Yeah, I can't put my money on that. So, okay, so it looks like a pass for Rosenblatt as well. Will Rizza says O's off back-to-back losses, 5 games out of the wild card. Yeah, I mean, the intensity is on the O's right now. They want to win. They're in the hunt. Still in the hunt. All right, Billy Friedrich likes the Nats. First 5 team total under at even money. A good pitching, a good start from Dean. Woo Rizza, Kramer on a bounce back. All right, I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, you're going to pass. Yeah, the Nats, 4 or 5 have gone over, but when these teams get together, I always just pull up these to glance at them. The trends. When these teams meet, the Orioles on the road, the last 5 gone under. When these teams two meet, the last 5 have gone under. So that's definitely where I'm looking at. Might make my card as well.
Okay. All right, let's move. Wow, what an interest. Some of these cards are like boring and no bets you're really liking. There's bets I'm really liking on this card, and it seems like every game is freaking super interesting. Here we have another one, Yanks at Boston, right? Yanks as a huge road favorite. And in case you didn't know, I'm sure everyone in the comment section already knows this, Cole just never does well at Fenway for some reason, whether he's got the Spidey tack or not. Whatever's going on with him, he just tends to struggle at Fenway. Now, of course, Boston doesn't have a fearsome lineup this year, but they do come with a huge underdog line here. On the overnight line, it was in the plus 150s. On the overnight line, it was I pulled the trigger on it, small bet, and if it loses, I'll be fine with it. I did take a shot with Boston -1 at a huge dog line. Pivetta generally solid, but can get hit, and of course the Yankees lethargic for an extended period of time this year offensively, picking it back up. Stanton's back, so offensively they're getting better now. I would also lean over, and some of those weird exotics, both teams to score 2, even at a huge favorite line, or both teams to score 3 look valuable to me. Maybe lean to the over at the relatively low total. Interesting game here. What's your take on it? Have you made any bets yet on this one, Conor Mac?
Yeah, and it's Cole for sure. Do you have? Okay, because I had a few had Cole, a few didn't. At a few books.
You mean starting?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, last I checked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so some of them have it, some of them don't. Yeah, RotoWire has it here. I was just double checking. Yeah. You're right. They own him. They just have it. His number. It's the Rays do as well. These are just. This is not an easy place for Cole to go into a pitch, even with the Red Sox, the way they've been playing. They're trying to get by here towards the end of the year. But Pivetta gives up the long ball. These Yankees hit him well. That's his lone problem, even at home. And he's a hit and miss guy. 9.11, 4.29 ERA. He's that type. I'm with you here, though. There's just no way. This Yankee offense, I don't know. It better get going, right, Pete, for the postseason, because it's just been anemic, the last 3 weeks. They haven't been able to hit anything.
Not the last 2 days, though. Not the last 2 games.
No, not the last couple of days. But I just meant before that.
Right.
They haven't been able to hit anything. It was really Judge was trying to carry them to even their wins.
Yeah.
So, I don't mind the over. Maybe the bats, like you talked about, have woken up a little bit. But I just I don't know if I double up, but I am going to be on the Red Sox here at plus money, plus 140.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean -1 or the run line or reverse run line or just to get the win?
Just plus 140, just to win.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm getting turn that off. All right, yeah, I'm not sure how I want to play this. Again, I did bet on the overnight line, -1, and sorry, hold on, my friggin' phone is. Let me just turn this off so it stops distracting me.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Hold on 1 second.
Shout out to the chat. Here we go. Arthur Mead Jr. to our $5 dono. Thanks, Arthur. I appreciate it. He says, thank you, Pub Sports, for the great content. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you, Arthur.
Okay, ready to go. Yeah, I was thinking, some of those, especially at like Caesars, the odds can be a little bit off. I did bet small, both teams to score 2 and both teams to score 3. You're basically betting against, either of these guys being completely lights out. Do you have anything? Yeah. What do we think about Cole's struggles at Fenway? Is it just fluky and due to a small sample size, variance, all that? Or is there something fundamental going on there?
I don't think it's fundamental because he seems, to come right back as Garrett Cole, spider tack or not. Even the last 2 years, once that got brought up, you'd see him start and pitch well. He'd go right back home, throw 7 innings, 1 earned, 9 Ks. And then I think he might have a little mental thing there, maybe with Fenway, because it's just not been the spot for him at all. And he's got to get by. But obviously, Pete, as you know, he has the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're a pitcher like that, he could go in and shut them down today easily.
Right.
He's Garrett Cole. But I got to roll off everything from the past here today and take this plus money with the Red Sox.
Wow, and look at that. Jack Rosenblatt, a pretty savvy capper, says, I took a fat public price with the Yankees. I just see them winning easy today. Yeah, I mean, if you don't factor in, Cole's struggles at Fenway, it's just, Cole versus that lineup versus, Pivetta versus the Yankees lineup on a neutral field. Huge edge to the Yankees, statistically, obviously, All right, I'm going to pass on this one officially, but I did make some bets on it, and I told everyone what they were. All right, let's move on. Here we go. Another fascinating, fun game. Conor Mac, Cubs, Mets. Jake DeGrom rolling. Now, people scoff. Jose Bouquet made a video dedicated to me for the times that I take a huge juice, these minus 400 favorites. Yes, you have to be very careful when betting massive favorites in baseball, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's always a bad play. Exhibit A that I would give for that. You remember when Clayton Kershaw, who's also starting today, not the 2022 version of Clayton Kershaw, but the 2017 version or whatever it was, when he was on his game, they could not make the Dodgers a big enough favorite. At first, they'd make them minus 320, then it'd be 380. Whatever it was, it'd go up and up and up, and every single start he'd have would be like 7 or 8 innings and 0 or 1 runs. And once in a while, you'd lose betting him as a big favorite. But overall, in retrospect, based on the results, you'd be like, wow, the fair lines on those games should have been like minus 800 or minus 900. Now, I'm not saying that's where the Grom is right now, but he's close. Going up against a relatively weak lineup who's coming off a win, the Mets need a win here. They're going to get it. I know that Dom Ricci, wherever he is, told us, be very careful about betting on DeGrom when it's cold weather out. But when it's warm weather out, no problem. Temperature should be in the upper 70s. Perfect weather for DeGrom. I did take a small shot with the Cubs' first 5 team total under a half, but I got plus 130. I got a dog line there. And, I wouldn't be opposed to taking Mets first 3, even at minus 260 or something, or the Mets minus 1 on the full game. Conor Mac, I assume you're just going to pass on this one, right?
I'm going to pass, but it's the Mets. I would take them. Even you don't take many home teams run line. I would take the Mets here, and their small sample size. They rip Sampson pretty well. They need this win. I think they get it. The Cubs have not been hitting. I like that bet, Pete. I did it the other day. I like the half run, first 5. Yeah. I'll take a shot at with DeGrom. These Cubs, if not, like I talked about, I've been watching a few of their games lately with the Giants series and a few others. Man, it's been a struggle for them to hit. Horner is one of the only guys has been swinging it kind of well for them. But I think at that plus money price, I'll ride with you on that all day.
It's actually gotten bet down. I bet it at plus 130. Now I'm seeing plus 120. And at Pinnacle, it's plus 112. Look at that. All right. Why not?
I think it's going to keep going down, too.
Yeah. I'll make it official. Cubs first half team total under a half run. Heritage right now has plus 120, so I'll take that one. I bet it at 130. Pinnacle has plus 112. Wow, look at that. And I guess that's what I'll just stick with that. I mean, I could take the Caesars first 3 innings line at minus 260. That's not that huge of a favorite. Or you could do something like like a race to 2 or something like that. One of those lines. Although that's all suspended.
-1 first 5.
Minus first could. Yeah.
-1. Yeah, -1 first 5 with the Mets. Yeah, that. I think you got it. Sometimes, get like we are, make ways to make, a little better, like of a situation like that. You really like the Mets, DeGrom's on the mound. I've always talked about their struggles hitting. They've been able to swing it a little bit since he's been back in some of his starts, where it used to be just this big struggle to give him one run, it seemed like, over the years. But I'd look, Mets, first 5 -1. That way, if it pushed, after 5, if at the worst. So I'd look that way too if you're looking at the Mets.
Yeah, the Mets, an interesting lineup. I mean, it should be a good lineup, but they definitely have their flameouts, Exhibit A for that. 1 run total against Corbin starting. That was quite surprising to me. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I bet that one. Team total over. It didn't pan out. All right, so for now, I'll just take the Cubs' first 5 team total under. Wouldn't be opposed, though, to betting on DeGrom in some massive way. And maybe this is the universe helping me out a little bit here. Oh no, that's a different. Let me just see what the first 3 line would be at Caesars here. Click on it when it comes up. All right, it's a little bit. It's first 3 innings. Slow site here. Can't really click on it. Yeah. All right. I will slowing down. Yeah, -280. Wow. First 3 innings -280, and the first 3 innings -0.5 is -110. All right, I'll hold off for now. Maybe I'll add some more stuff at the end of the show.
Okay.
This one. Okay, Conor Mac. KC, Minnesota. Ready? KC, Minnesota. Bubic should give up a few. I've had a pretty good read on him all year long. In general, he's a guy who does tend to get hit in spots against decent lineups. Minnesota, of course, coming off a home sweep to Cleveland. They should be better here, and I think they'll get to Bubic a bit. Ryan got hit in his last 2 starts, but overall can be okay. I'd expect him to be a little bit vulnerable as well. Casey kind of flaming out a little bit. They've just lost 2 of 3 at home to Detroit and then 2 of 3 at home to Cleveland. So I was a little bit surprised to see Minnesota this big of a favorite. I was expecting something more closer to, 150 or 145 or something like that. And I did take a small shot with the over 8 at -118 when I saw it. So my leans here would be, maybe the over if you get it at 8. Maybe the Minnesota first 5 or full game team total over. I want to take Minnesota. Don't know if I can pull the trigger on them at -170. Want to take the over, but as it creeps up a little bit, makes me nervous. But in general, Minnesota, I think, should statistically, at least based on my numbers here, should get to Bubic a bit. What's your take on this one, Conor Mac?
I think they get to Bubic here as well. You mentioned, though, Joe Ryan, the struggles a little bit lately. A rookie. And the innings starting to get to him. I had him that Red Sox game. We want to talk about our losses. You mentioned with Corbin. Honesty, Bogarts hit that grand slam, and then in the Yankees he gave up 4. Didn't look sharp. And the problem, I've noticed it, is the walks. That last start with 4, and especially lately, he was so good not walking guys earlier in the year, and he's just put too many guys on the pond lately. Yeah. And this price is still big. The Twins, though, I think get to Bubic. What I was looking at in this one was the Twins team total. It's just, can I trust them to get 5? It was 4.5 -110. There wasn't a ton to that. So I'm looking at the team total here. I think they can get to Bubic, but Bubic has been a little bit better as of late. They've stuck with him, but he's a guy I think that should give up 3 to 4 through 5, and I think you can get to that. Obviously, that Royals bullpen is nothing to brag about. So I don't mind your over, but I think I'm gonna go with Twins team total in this one over 4.5.
Yeah, this is another one where I admit that the things that I do, I just admitted that I bet on the Mets against Corbin. I actually took a shot with the both teams to score 2 here as a big favorite line. Okay. I would be quite surprised if either of these guys is lights out. Bubic and Ryan, although certainly possible. But both teams to score 2 as a big favorite and both teams to score 3 at like even money, I think are both decent plays. And, I might and again, I also bet the over 8 at -118, which hasn't moved at all since I bet it. Why are we not like overs? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Connor.
Well, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, why are we not like overs here? Because KC doesn't have a particularly fearsome lineup, but they got some guys in there, right?
Yeah, you're right. He's just been dominant in his 2 starts versus the Royals. But I agree with your over. I mean, they've been swinging it, but the 2 starts, Ryan went 6 innings. He gave up nothing in 1. Earlier in the year, though, these start, and that last one was over a month and a half ago. Like we talked about, I think he's a little bit of a different guy. Fatigue is setting in. Bubic, his lone start got ripped by the Twins. He gave up 10 hits, only 4 runs. They only got across, but they hit him pretty hard. I'm going to stay to the one side, but that's 1A and 1B. Maybe I jump on this over too. I don't mind it. The numbers so far, 2 great starts against these Royals, off Ryan. But I don't blame you because he has just not been sharp.
No, he has not. How is the Minnesota Pen? I'm going to pull up my numbers here that I have updated every day, but I don't have them committed to memory. Yeah, the Minnesota Pen has been a little bit. I have them rated as
they haven't been great.
A little below average, like bottom 10. Although before that they were a lot better. But yeah, and then of course the KC Pen in general on the year has been terrible. Although recently a lot better.
Yeah, still second to last, but yeah, a little bit better
overall on the year. Although recently an upswing. Yeah, I'm thinking about making both teams to score 2 or both teams to score 3 official play. Let me see. Jack Rosenblatt thinking Royals plus 1.5. Yeah, I would not take a plus 1.5 line in this game either way because my numbers indicate high volatility both with the lineup, higher than average volatility, both the lineups and the starters and the bullpens.
And the starters, yeah, and the pens, both pens, yeah.
Yeah, and the pens. All right, let me see. If I want to take this. Both teams to score 2 at minus 250 currently. Both teams to score 3 at plus 100. Both to score 3 at plus 100. That's very tempting, isn't it? Then you
that is.
Over 8, or you could just take the over 8 or the first 5 over. All right, I'll hold off for now, but maybe I'll add something at the end of the show. All right, let's move on, Connor. Anything official for you on that one?
I think we're going to come back. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on the team total.
Okay.
4.5. You
want to come back to it or pull the trigger?
Yeah, I'm going to come back to that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you writing down all your official plays, Connor?
I am.
Okay, great. All right. Next game, another interesting one. Milwaukee, St. Louis. Bullpen day for Milwaukee. Bush is the opener, but it's a bullpen day for Milwaukee. And then here you go, Montgomery. Which starting pitcher, aside from DeGrom, would you most like to have in the majors going? It wouldn't be Sandy. It wouldn't be Manoah. It wouldn't be any of those guys. Well, I guess Gallen. Right. It'd be Gallen. But Montgomery, wow, out of nowhere, super awesome. Is there any reason to think Montgomery will not have another 6-inning, 0 or 1-run start here?
I think he does again. And what's been one consistent for me is the Brewers just can't hit lefties.
Mm-hmm.
They just struggle. I know they've been a little bit better the last year, but I like the under in this one. I think he can shut them down. I mean, he had that bad start in Atlanta. He's just been phenomenal since the trade. The Yankees just got to be kicking themselves. I didn't agree with the trade, and some people were like, yeah, good riddance to Montgomery, even some Yankee fans, where I was like, I think that was kind of a mistake, and now he's just kind of shoved it to him. And I think he pitches well here. He's been great for, like you said, 6 innings. It just seems like 1 run. You can pencil that in.
Yeah.
So I'm looking cards here, maybe first 5 minus a half, or that first 5 under.
Yeah, I already bet Milwaukee first 5 team total under at 1.5. I already bet St. Louis first 5. Put a little on St. Louis first 3. Excuse me. And I also, again, some of these exotics or whatever, I took a shot with race to 2 for St. Louis, and I forgot the line I got, but I think I might make that one official here as well. It's similar to first team to score, except it's first team to score 2, and you can do that with 3 as well. You can get screwed if neither team scores those, and you can bet that one too. But I did bet St. Louis race to 2. I bet Milwaukee first 5 team total under, and I put a little on Milwaukee. St. Louis first 5 as well as a big favorite. No reason to think that he won't have another awesome start here, right? Let's see what the comments are saying about this one. Natty Ice says taint. What's the taint? Is there a taint play? Oh, here it is. Taint. Oh, there you go. Well, not the team total. Okay, first 5 under 4. So Matty Ice is saying that that he likes St. Louis to get shut down as well. Matty Ice, did you know about this, Conor Mac? The taint play of the day has been doing great long term. He's put together some runs. This might not even be his longest run. I think he had like a 17 or something like that.
Yeah, he's had a run.
What?
Yeah, he's had a run of like 17 or something like that before. Yeah.
Currently on an 11 straight winning streak on the taint play of the day. I don't think that's even close to his longest winning streak, but it sure as hell is impressive right now. Going for 12. Again, Jose is not behind the 1s and 2s. We got Vic behind the 1s and 2s right now, so Jose is on a break or something. Taint play of the day from Matty Ice, Milwaukee, St. Louis. First 5 under 4 -105. It surprised me a little bit just because St. Louis has such a productive lineup. It's a bullpen day for Milwaukee, so you never know what you get, right?
A little bit there. I still lean that way. And for how bad, there's a few guys, that have hit Montgomery, as I was looking through this last night. Renfroe was 6 for 15. Not much power, though. Carantini was 2 for 2. But nothing stood out that they hit Montgomery hard here. I think you could get, I see the 4 at even money. If you want, you could probably get the 4.5, -125.
Yeah.
If you're looking in the first 5 there, if you no problems with that one. That's what I'm looking at, because I think I don't know if I want to go cards first 5 -0.5. It's right around -120. I'll circle back to this one.
Go ahead. I'll start out official. I'll take Milwaukee first 5 team total under 1.5 -120. That's the current line at Heritage. Milwaukee first 5 team total under 1.5 -120. And then I was gonna just kind of I can't not do it. Double up on St. Louis one way or another. I was going to maybe give the first 5 at 185. Maybe I'll just give the race to 2 though. Matty Ice with the taint play of the day.
2. Okay.
You know what I mean? First 5 under 4. That has me thinking a little bit.
I think I'm going to join Matty Ice.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look around. Yeah. Just so if I can find whatever the best number. Hey, 4 at even money. I think that's about as good as you're going to get right now. It's just if I want to add the half. In this one.
I mean, I don't dislike it, of course, because if you're expecting 0 or 1 runs from Milwaukee, and then of course St. Louis can be a very, very run suppressing part, and you got some fresh arms coming in from Milwaukee, against the St. Louis lineup, they'll probably be able to hold them down decently. I think I am going to add St. Louis race to 2 though. Let me just the
you see this?
Will Hill site is a little bit slow sometimes, so I'm going to have to.
Perfect. Yeah, I will be on the under.
I'll quote a line, but I will add that one on as well. St. Louis race to 2, first team to score 2, and I'll quote a line as soon as the here we go. What do we got? Race to 2. Oh, clicked on the wrong thing there. All right. Anything official from you, Conor Mac?
I am rolling with taint. And I got plus 100, even money, under 4, first 5.
Okay, not bad. Look at this. St. Louis race to 2, just -150. That's the current line at Caesars at Will Hill. So St. Louis Cardinals race to 2, -150. That's a second official play for me right there. And I'd just be leaning St. Louis in general on the full game, even at -175 or so.
Me
Would
too.
you agree with that or not?
Definitely.
You would. All right. There we go. Let's move on. Oakland and Texas. Another interesting one. Conor Mac. Texas, of course, has that weird scheduling situation where they were at home. Then they go to Miami to play a doubleheader. They split that one. Now they're back at home against Oakland. And Oakland is coming off of, Oakland, of course, was an anemic, terrible team for most of the year. Then they brought up a bunch of young guys and have a little bit of life to them, I wouldn't say full life, but I would definitely say half life, maybe 2/3 life, something like that. And they had a team meeting, one of those old famous team meetings that I love to hear about before the game. And I hate hearing afterwards that, some team out of nowhere performed way better than expectations. And it was because of a team meeting. I needed to know that before the friggin' game, right? Love team as a handicapping factor, right?
Yeah, I know.
Anytime they're in the clubhouse looking each other in the eye and all that shit, looking each other in the mirror, looking each other in the eyes in the mirrors, using three-way mirrors to look at each other in their eyes while at the same time looking at themselves in the mirror, taking accountability, right?
Yep.
I don't blame my record on Conor Mac. I blame my record, good or bad, on Peter Loshak. So team meeting for the A's blasted the White Sox, who also had some life to them with the La Russa situation. Now they're on the road where their offense, I think, gets a little bit of a boost. Going up against Texas in a bad spot. And we've got two lefties with some question marks, but my concerns are bigger with the Texas starter than with the Oakland starter. Waldichuk has been okay, but not great so far in the majors. Ragan's kind of similar, but has some pretty significant control issues. So on the overnight line, I bet Oakland -1. I also took a shot with the Oakland first 5 team total over at just 1.5. A little bit surprising if Ragans comes in and doesn't have control issues and holds down this offense. Pretty righty heavy, the Oakland lineup, and gotta be leaning Oakland here. What do you think, Conor Mac?
Yeah, this game's pretty fascinating with both these lefties. A team like the A's starting to play better baseball, towards the end here, and you can take some value on taking them. But I don't see much in this game.
No?
With the A's, no. I know maybe the spot you're talking about with the Rangers because of that Marlins. They lose 10-6 yesterday. That maybe this is a sneaky under early with these two pitchers. We know Rangers hit lefties well, even the A's, like you were talking about, right-hand dominated lineup, but go cold at times, and every once in a while they can hit him. Ragans had faced them already. I mean, he gave up a couple homers to Murphy, but he was pretty good versus the A's, I believe, in that lone start. I have the date. I'll look it up here in a sec. I kind of was looking at the Rangers. I know we have a ton of games. I didn't know if I want to have, 10 plays today or 8.
Oh, do whatever you want.
Oh, I know. Hey, I will if I like it enough. See, I didn't know the Rangers, the way I love how they hit lefties all year. The spot I just don't like after that Marlins you mentioned. Coming back here, I just don't love it. I don't know if they can get 5 runs. Their team total, I can get +105, but it's over 4.5. So yeah, I'm just going to end up passing on this one.
Why don't you like Oakland here? I mean, they're a team with some life to them. They are a righty-heavy lineup, and so you like the under? Because I was thinking that both of these starters come with some question marks, bigger question marks for Ragans.
Yes, as long as they pitch well. You mentioned Ragans, even Waldichuk, the walks, and you brought it up when you were breaking it down. If Ragans walks people, he's in trouble. That start against Oakland, 5 innings, 3 runs, the 2 homers to Murphy. So got a few off him, 4 hits. I just in the end didn't love either side enough to bet it, so I stayed off. Okay,
well, I'm going to double or triple. Wow, I bet Oakland -1. I got +171. Now it's down to +150 at Heritage. It's down to +166 at Pinnacle, and I'll take that one to start. I'll make that one official. I'll just make Oakland -1 at +166 an official play. We'll start there. Oakland -1 at +166. I think I want to double up, either like the Oakland first 5 team total over, or Oakland first 3, or something like that. I
like your play, Pete. The A's have been trouble for me this year. They just haven't been able to hit when I wanted to. They've been one of those teams. I mentioned the Guardians a little bit earlier. I just haven't had a great read on them, but I kind of like, I'm not much the spot thing, but in baseball, when you travel, after playing a game like that, like the Rangers, and come home, maybe the A's, you got something there. But I like what you're going with, the -1 with the A's.
Yeah, volatility involved. I bet the first 3 line at +115. Now it's down to -105 at Will Hill.
It's taking okay.
Look at that. All right, I'll add that one on there, though. I'll take Oakland first 3 -105, so that's a double up. Oakland first 3 -105, and then maybe the Oakland, or maybe I'll just take the first 5 team total over. Yeah, because Waldichuk is also not necessarily. There's a lot of questions that come with him as well.
Yeah.
That's 1.5 -150. All right, I'll switch it to that. I'll take the Oakland first 5 team total over 1.5. It's minus 150 at Heritage. Let's see what it is at Pinnacle. Probably a better line at Pinnacle right now. First 5, Oakland. Oh, no, it's 2.5 plus 128 at Pinnacle. All right, I'll just go with the Heritage line. Oakland, first 5, team total over 1.5 minus 150. All right, so I'm doubling up there. Maybe I'll triple up as well because I do just like Oakland first 5 to win. Let's look at the comments to see if anyone likes this. No, I'm not seeing anything. Let me see. I'm going to refresh this to see if maybe my comments have stopped coming in.
Cheshire Cat ripping the chat here.
Cheshire Cat, yeah. So no one really has any opinions on.
He says take him after the 6th inning. He likes taking the A's score runs. Cheshire Cat, that's what he wrote in the chat. Yeah.
So people are expecting Raggins to do well, huh?
Yeah. I think he could be pretty good down the line. He had a few good starts. He's gotten hit a little bit. The walks are a killer.
Yeah.
Just for me. So, A's jump on him early. I had the A's the other night, Pete, live. I had the under, and that's when the White Sox, with 2 outs, scored 6 runs.
Right.
And I lost. I was with Nutflush when I was at the Westgate doing the contest. Oh, man, I thought that game was in the bag. I looked up, and the White Sox scored 6 runs, and I lost. I was like, oh, man. Oof.
Yeah. Shout out to Nutflush Allen. One of these days, we're going to hang out hard, Nutflush Allen, wherever you are right now. All right. I'll just go with those 2 plays. Let's move on, all right?
Okay.
Colorado White Sox. Another interesting game. Cool. Chad Cool for Colorado. Weirdly worse on the road. And that's not accounting for park factors. Just glancing at his stats. Worse on the road than at home. Pretty bad at home, no, but in general, very, very vulnerable on the road. And then Kopech, guy who throws 100, but doesn't necessarily get lights out results, although he tends to get hit by good lineups, but then against weak lineups has big bounce back starts. We saw that recently. I think it was against Detroit at home. So here we go, a perfect setup for a nice bounce back start from Kopech at home against Colorado, who really struggles to hit on the road. The White Sox, again, returning from Oakland, they're off a loss, but before that, they had won a bunch in a row. They for much of the season, they were clearly lethargic and underachieving. Now with the La Russa health issues and everything, they really seem to have come together, playing with energy, trying really hard. So I did bet. I bet the White Sox here -1. I just took them -1 to get a win, and all the peripherals and derivatives associated with that I would like as well. I think I'm going to make the White Sox -1 an official play. What do you think, Conor Mac?
You know what? These White Sox finally seem to, get it going. I waited all year. They were a team I just stopped kind of taking. The offense just couldn't hit. They couldn't hit lefties anymore. That was that automatic bet for 2 years. Take the White Sox versus lefties. That even stopped. They couldn't get that going. La Russa getting ill, no one liked it, but it seems like, that helped out, him out of there. You know what I mean? Him falling asleep in the dugout wasn't great. I hope he's doing well, though. I heard he is.
Yeah. I mean,
they seemed to spark him, though.
Yeah, exactly. What I was going to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, it seemed like they sparked this lineup a little bit. But the number here, I think, is way too rich. The Rockies are the fade on the road.
Right.
Definitely, they just can't hit the same dead last bullpen like we mentioned. I want to look a little more. I want to double check on the weather and stuff. I was looking over. Poole has just seems like he gives up 5 every road start, 4 or 5. And Kopech, I think he's had too many innings. He doesn't look right either. K's are down, and he's a guy that can walk people, and he does get out of trouble, but it's been harder for him to get out of trouble. And the long ball, second half of the season's been his problem too. It's, as I said, the Rockies, you got to take them to score here on the road. I thought there was value at them, just taking them right around plus 180, but the over in this spot too.
All right. Well, I'm just going to go with my initial capping, which I did bet. The best line right now that I'm seeing with the books that I look at here, White Sox -1, -139. That's a current line at Heritage. White Sox -1, -139. That's just a combination of small fat. Yeah, I don't love taking Kopech as that big of a favorite, but it's a combination of a fade of Cool, a bet on the White Sox as a team, and a fade of the Rockies, against righties, especially on the road. If it loses, I'll be okay with it, but it's a combination of all those factors. White Sox -1, -139, and it's going to be a pass for you, huh? But you were leaning Rocky.
Yeah, and the over. I'm going to circle back to this. I don't know if I want to get on this over or not. Over 8.5.
I think Kopech's injury, it wasn't an arm issue. It's a knee injury. Right?
Yes.
His last start was not good. But, a lot of times guys, might need a start after an injury to just get back into the swing of things. And again, this is a home start against a weak lineup. And it just feels like statistically I like it. And it also, just in terms of the narrative, feels like it sets up really well for a stronger than average start from Kopech.
Yeah, he's been a lot better at home. You mentioned those last couple starts too, at KC, at Seattle. This seems like a good start for him. He had those two earlier in the month with Detroit. Mm-hmm. I mean, he just cruised and shut them out, and he gave up 3 in 6 innings, I believe, to the Astros. So at home, he's been a lot better. You're right.
And here we go. MDR24. Shout out to MDR24 sharing the Ron Crawford play of the day. He thinks it's White Sox. He says Ron Crawford play of the day. I think it's White Sox -1. That's my play. I bet it on the overnight line as soon as I saw it. Can't not take it. Top set, Elio Rodriguez. I am on the White Sox. I'm on the White Sox heavy. Yep. All right. Very nice to see all of that. Billy Friedrich 2-game series here for the White Sox. Yes. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Yeah, cool. 6 ERA on the road. Whew, he has not been cool.
Rosenblatt looking over as well. All right, I'll just go with that play. All right, move on, Conor Mac.
Ready? Always.
Dodgers and Arizona. Another interesting, fascinating game here. Dodgers, Arizona. Dodgers as a huge favorite on the road against Arizona. I did have the Dodgers yesterday. I had them -1, and that one cashed. I had them first 5, which I realized in retrospect was a bad play. Luckily, I got a push on that one. And the story of that game, of course, was that the MLB said, great, you clinched. And then afterwards, they were like, oh, sorry, we did the math wrong. You didn't clinch. So Dodgers haven't officially clinched yet, but they thought they did last night. And Kershaw, obviously awesome, struggles a bit in Arizona in general. And Arizona is a team that I have been betting on in spots for various reasons. Kelly comes with high volatility, which in this case, I think is a good team. He is a good thing. He usually gives up 0 or 4. Which one will this be? Obviously, the Dodgers have a fearsome lineup, but I will admit that I took small bet size appropriately on the overnight line. I took a shot with Arizona -1 at like +3, whatever. I'll have to check to remind myself what numbers I got. But small lean here to Arizona as a huge home dog. Kershaw, probably won't go that deep. I mean, it'll go 6 or so. Historically struggles a bit in Arizona. And Kelly, the Arizona lineup, we've seen them recently. They are capable here and there of putting up a 10 spot at home. The Dodgers have a fearsome lineup. Wouldn't be surprised if this winds up being like a 10-7 Arizona win, something like that, something crazy like that, a high-scoring game. I took a shot with Arizona on the overnight line. I'm not going to lie. Conor Mac, what do you think of that?
Yeah. Hey, I went with the first 5, so I felt glad for the push. I had the D-backs. And then I wrote down, I said yesterday, take that first 5. If not, then look Dodgers live. So that was like the perfect scenario. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad the D-backs pushed. And I only would go first 5 because that bullpen got me.
Yeah.
Pete, I took them about 9 straight days, and they won 7 of the 9. But the 2 losses, they had the lead and blew it. One to the Brewers and one to the Padres. Yeah, so I would only look first 5. The bullpen, one of the worst, obviously, in the league.
I've made a lot off of betting Zach Gallen this year. I don't think I've taken a full game with Gallen at all the entire season. Always first 5.
Smart. Yeah, first 5 only. The way to go. Yeah. Merrill Kelly, this guy has gotten absolutely tattooed by the Dodgers. As much right when I looked at this, because he's pitched well all year, I go, I want the under. Just like glancing at this last night before we got going this morning, and I'm going, I think you were onto something there. I think there could be runs, and Dodger unders aren't as much as they with this lineup. they can put up a 6 spot, and it just takes a few more, and they've gone over. I know it stayed under yesterday at 6, but D-backs didn't score. So maybe the D-backs get some runs. They can hit Kershaw, right? But these numbers are gaudy. 366 and 161 at bats, Pete.
Yeah.
Like Max Muncy, 9 for 21. Betts, 7 for 18. Will Smith, 7 for 16. Justin Turner's 9 for 20. Trey Turner, 6 for 14. Lux, 5 for 11. I mean, just crazy. A bunch of homers. Betts has 3. Bellinger's got 2. So, man, this is I'm gonna wait because I almost want to go Dodgers run line, but I think the D-backs score. So maybe this is the over. This one's got me tricky a little bit here. Pete?
Yeah. I hold on one second. Let me just hold on one second. If you give me 1 second, I'll have some nice stuff for you guys. I do have the money line, the money action, the ticket counts and the money counts. Let me just open this up and put that there. Here we go. Okay, great. I haven't been saying it for the other games, and maybe we can go over it and I'll review it. But oh shit, big money, big value on Milwaukee. That's not great to see. But here we go. Yeah, according to these Sports Insights money counts, big value on Arizona. Big money on big value on Arizona. 24% of the tickets, 77% of the cash. And I made my bet on the overnight before I knew any of this. All right, and I think with volatility, Kelly is makes me very nervous to bet him. Although much less nervous if you're taking a huge favorite. I mean, a huge underdog line. Jack Rosenblatt says Arizona's done well against Kershaw, but 28% in the league against lefties. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they can be held down. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take Arizona here -1 at plus. I think I'm going to get 276. That's the best line at Heritage right now. Arizona -1 plus 276. The over might be a great play. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's what
like a 13-8 game, maybe even like the over.
I was looking at that. Yeah, do an alt. And yeah, someone mentioned in the chat what you just said. And on the other side, like Marte, I used him last night. Great numbers. 10 for 31, 3 homers. We know how Kershaw kind of, even when he pitches well, can give up the long ball. Even, when he used to be great, he'd always give up a solo homer. And Christian Walker, 7 for 22 with 4 homers off Kershaw. I know that because as a Dodger fan, I've seen him rip Kershaw, over the last few years.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. All right, so I'm looking at some of these money numbers, and I'll just go over the games that we didn't that we've already covered that I didn't mention them on. Nothing really, except I'm seeing here full line value on Milwaukee, which is okay because that doesn't necessarily mean full line value on Milwaukee first 5. It means full game. So maybe the first 5 numbers would be a little bit different. I definitely don't have. I mean, I have Milwaukee first 5 team total under. That's interesting. Full value on Arizona. A little bit of value on Tampa Bay with Springs against Merriweather in the first game. A little bit of full line value, according to this, on a little bit of line value on Detroit against Houston. But again, that's full game, not necessarily first 5. A little bit of line value on Boston. That doesn't surprise me at all. I did bet Boston, like I said, on the overnight line again, a -1. I have to think if you bet Boston -1 and Arizona -1 as huge dogs, one of those has got to win.
One of them's going to come through. Yeah,
it just got to. All right, and then full line value on Washington as a dog against Baltimore, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's what I was thinking. As I said in the segment, I was leaning as a dog, as that big of a dog. I was leaning Washington, 29%.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's where I had to stay off. As much as like the Orioles, just the value to me is not there because they're being priced like how they are. So I could see why Sports Insights has the Nats as a value there.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would have guessed. I didn't pull the trigger on it yet, but I might. All right, but I did pull the trigger officially on Arizona -1 plus 276, and then let's just look at the comment section and think just for 10 more seconds about a possible play on the over. I'm seeing 7.5, slightly juiced to the over. Man, that is really freaking tempting. And of course, if Clayton Kershaw is lights out, absolutely not unthinkable that the Dodgers win at 8-zip or 9-zip, right?
Oh yeah, They've been getting a lot of these overs by themselves.
Yeah.
In these games.
John Todd says, "What's good, everyone?" Pete, what's good? Shout out to you, John Todd. Top Crocodile, shout out to you. Sanka says, "Wow, Pete, you're taking Arizona -1. Good luck. Thanks. I'm going to need it. Thanks. I appreciate it." All right.
Pete, real quick. And Merrill Kelly's just been I mentioned his struggles versus the Dodgers. I mean, look what this guy this year, 12-5, 2.94 ERA. He's been pretty good. You know, it seems like that last start at San Diego gave up 4. That's that's the norm I see. But he was very good early on in the year. Again, the Dodgers own him. Man, tough.
Okay. All right. So yeah, at the end of I didn't go over the money counts and the bet counts for most of these games, but I'll go over it again at the end of this show after we're done analyzing the whole card. If we get 100 likes and 15 retweets, no, I'm just kidding around. Even if everyone takes back all their likes and we get 0 retweets, I will go over the money numbers at the end of the show, which is very, very soon. All right, Arizona -1. I'm taking it. The over, do not have the balls to take it. Conor Mac, do you have the balls to take it?
Nope, not yet. Okay. Nope.
San Diego, Seattle, another interesting game, but this one, my numbers indicate that the Lions are very close to dead on. You know, Darvish and Gilbert, pretty much a wash. Darvish, not bad, but usually gives up 3 or so for now. Gilbert, 2 straight 6-inning shutout starts, but before that was giving up a few every start. Seattle, of course, coming off a huge come-from-behind win. This is a pass for me. I'll be interested to hear what you say about it if you think there's any value one way or the other, but I didn't bet it on the overnight line, and I think it's going to be a pass.
I kind of want the under in this game here. You know what? One thing with Darvish, he hasn't been very good on the road and a lot better at home. You know, our guy, Dabby Cab, it takes a ton of Darvish starts, and it works for him, especially first 5. I just haven't loved him on the road. That last start in LA was good because the time before that he got shelled. But I like the under. I don't know. I think I might go full game in this one. Gilbert had that rough stretch. He pitched a great game that last one. I watched it. He was fired up because when he walks people, his long ball's the problem with Gilbert. But I think he's got the stuff, and they've used him. You can really tell he's starting to. Maybe they've used him too much. Like he's their guy, their ace. Gilbert's kind of like Manoah. These guys are 24 years old, 25, and they're basically the ace of their staffs. That White Sox, he had no walks, which is huge for him. 9 Ks, only 5 hits. Man, I lean under in this spot. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on it as well.
Yeah, well, 64% of the tickets and 76% of the cash are on the under. So the public liking the under and the big bets also liking the under. It does make sense to me, of course. For the money line, bets and the money are both about 60% in favor of Seattle. Small line value on San Diego, though, according to Sports Insights, nothing crazy, but small line value on San Diego, which I find pretty interesting, and that does make sense in light of maybe a bit of a letdown from Seattle in the way that they came back from that huge come from behind win. And Gilbert, 2 straight 6-inning shutout starts. My numbers are still a little bit down on him. I made a little bit of a just personal adjustment on his rating for this game, but my numbers do like Darvish more. All right.
You know what? Yeah. We'll see how those San Diego bats come to play, because for me on the road, they just haven't gotten it done. It's been a struggle for them at times to score runs. And as long as I think he's on, he's good. You know what? You mentioned the 2 great starts. That always kind of gives me pause because he was struggling a little bit, and especially with a home run with the long ball. That could be here because it seems like a pitcher has 2-3 really, really good starts. They could, maybe get touched up a little bit in their next. But I like the under here. I think Darvish could be good enough. That Mariners lineup, scrappy, but they don't really blow out of the water either,
Well, the bet count and the money are both agreeing with you there. All right, last game on the card. You ready, Conor Mac? Atlanta, San Francisco. San Francisco won 3-2 yesterday. Strider, what the hell? I auto bet the San Francisco first 5 team total under 1.5 and got a loss there. although San Francisco only scored 3 in the entire game. Now we get Kyle Wright against Tues, and Kyle Wright is, got shelled last game. Obviously, he's having a great season. I've had a pretty good read on Kyle Wright as well, when he's likely to get hit and when not. Got absolutely crushed last game, has a little bit of an extra rest here. Will he bounce back here? I think so. San Francisco, though, is now in this position. I mean, they were obviously a terrible bet all season long, but now they're in the role of spoiler, usually getting underdog lines as they are here. They're getting a huge, they're not huge, but big, not big, but sizable home dog line here at like plus 140, plus 150. They do seem like they have some life to them, and maybe the pressure's on Atlanta a little bit on the road as a favorite looking at the postseason. I'd love to take Atlanta here, but I don't think I can. I didn't pull the trigger on it, and I probably won't, although I do think it's a bounce-back spot for Kyle Wright. Lean to the under. What do you think, Conor Mac?
I like the under in this one, and I think I'm going to go first 5. Tues always gives me pause, even though he hasn't been that bad this year. I mean, compared to what I used to see him in Kansas City, he'd always scare the shit out of me, and he got hit hard, obviously. They dropped him for nothing. Giants picked him up. But he's pitched well. I think Wright bounces back, like you mentioned. I can't go full game. Braves bullpen pretty good. Jansen always scares me at the end. But the Giants bullpen, I just cannot take them at all right now. They've just been not good, especially the second half, that bullpen. Because I also look, it's too sneaky because we were mentioning this time of year that the Giants, there's value on them like in this game. Probably because like automatically what someone would probably take is just take the Braves. First 5 minus a half. You're getting that right around minus 105, 110. That's, boom, that should be nothing. And I don't blame anyone looking that way. Braves maybe bounce back, but I was looking more towards the first 5 under 4 here.
Yeah, you never really know what Sports Insights is going to say, though, Conor Mac. I know you're thinking the Giants have got to be the side with value, right? And I would feel the same way. And it does indicate a teeny sliver of value with San Francisco, but almost zero, almost negligible. 14% of the tickets are on the money, are on the Giants, and 38% of the cash are on the Giants, and is on the Giants. And Sports Insights does indicate a teeny sliver of value on San Francisco, but there's 7 other games that have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other games that have bigger value than San Francisco, according to Sports Insights. With the total, though, 61% of the tickets and 97% of the cash on the under. 61% of the tickets and 97% of the cash on the under. So some big bets coming in on the under. I would agree with that. I mean, yeah, Tues makes me nervous, but I would be expecting a bounce-back spot for Wright here. I probably will take the under as well. I don't know if I want to go official on it because, as you said, it's just where are we right now as far as the total is concerned? 7.5 juice to the over. So that's come down a little bit from the overnight. So what do you do?
Get the 4. I get the 4. I think I can get a minus 118. I see a minus 120 on the 4 of the first 5. Yeah, I'll get the 118. That's the best one I see.
That is pretty tempting, man. First 5 under.
Yeah.
You like that? Give yourself minus 113. That's the current line at Pinnacle.
Oh, do you have one? Okay.
Yeah.
I have Pinnacle. Let me pull it up.
Tues, though, man. I don't know.
I know.
Tues.
He's Rosario is the only guy kind of hit him. Matt Olson's one. Small sample size with these guys. Ozuna for 5. You might even be in the lineup as we got to wait for that. This could be a wait. I mean, I'm pretty official on. Usually I like to see the lineup. Pete. That's the one thing with doing the show in the morning. And then on these later games too, I always like to kind of wait just to the afternoon. And then really you can look at the money even more and kind of just, that's how I like it. But that's my initial. I think I'm going to be on this under. First 5 under 4.
The gas report was liking the under, and or maybe that was for the Seattle. Oh, that was for the Seattle game. Sorry, gas report was liking the under. North Enders says he just loves unders in general. Jake Burns under with Tues, no bueno. Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, Mike M says I lean San Francisco first 5 under 4 here, and Mike M also gave the pimp slap play of the day earlier, but and I meant to read it, but we got sidetracked. But Mike M, if you want to post your pimp slap play of the day again, I will read that. I did see it, just didn't. We got JPZ. I always lose when I bet unders. If it looks under, stay off. All right, so there's a contrary opinion from JP
there it is.
regarding under.
Or is that San Diego? Is that his pimp slap, Pete?
I think, yeah, there you go. Under 7.5. Pimp slap play.
I'm on it.
You go under.
Yep.
All right, I will. I'll hold off as far as an official play, but I'm probably going to wind up betting on this game one way or another, either the first 5 under, the San Francisco first 5 team total under, or the full game under, or whatever. All right, let me quickly review. Go ahead.
Oh, no, real quick on Junis. I remember at San Diego, I remember that start. I don't remember at Minnesota, but at home, he's been good.
Yeah,
like, he's given up 2, 1, 3. He's been serviceable. I don't know. Yeah.
He's another one of those kind of like 5-inning, 2-run reliable guys who's not terrible for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But he scares the shit out of me knowing his past when you have an under on them,
Exactly. And then you got that Atlanta lineup that's coming off a loss, and that is still a fearsome lineup. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And that's what I mean. Right when you looked at this, the value to me was first 5 -0.5 Braves. Like, especially at -105.
Yeah.
Like, man, that looked like cake.
All right. So let me quickly review the plays that I got. Then Conor Mac will quickly review the plays that you got. Then we'll do a once over again, a review of all the of every game, money and sides and totals. And then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so I took game 1, Pitt Cincy under 9.5 -115. Angels Cleveland first 3 under 2.5 -140. Houston first 3 -170. Philly Miami no run in the first -132. Cubs first 5 team total under a half run +120. Milwaukee first 5 team total under under 1.5 -120. St. Louis race to 2 -150. Kind of like that one. Oakland A's -1 +166, and Oakland A's first 5 team total over 1.5 -150. White Sox -1 -139, and Arizona D-backs -1 +276. Conor Mac, quickly review your official plays with us.
Let's get it. And real quick, I wanted to ask the chat, throw it in it. This game's going to start soon. Is it for sure Springs and White? What's the official thing? Because I'm still seeing, I don't know who's it going to be. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that on one. I see White. I guess it's going to be a bullpen day, but if someone could hit us up, thanks. Red Sox +140. I'm on that. Astros, Tigers under 8. I'm rolling with you, Pete. That first 5 under a half +120 with DeGrom. I think you can get it done with the Cubs. I am staying off the Twins right now, that 4.5. I'm rolling with Taint. First 5 under 4 at even money. Mariners, Padres under 7.5. And I'm just going to wait. I think I'm going to be on it. Giants, Braves, first 5 under 4. I'm going to wait on a little bit there. I think I'll be pulling the trigger. First 5 under 4.
Okay. And once again, the Taint play of the day. Newbies and first-time viewers are like, the Taint play of the day, and I should care why. I should care why. How about 11 winners in a row? No, that is not a bullshit tout fake number. 11 winners in a row. Taint play of the day. And the newbies and first-time viewers are probably going to be like, all right, so the guy's on a lucky run for the first time in his life. No, probably for like the 4th or 5th or 8th time in his life. I've seen runs better than this from Matty Ice and the Taint play of the day. So 11 straight, going for 12 with the first 5 under in it was the Houston game, right? That was it, right? The Houston game, Houston-Detroit?
Taint was Brewers-Cardinals.
Oh, right. Brewers-Cardinals, first 5 under. Brewers-Cardinals, first 5 under. Taint play of the day. Pimp slap play of the day was what was that? It was Milwaukee under, right?
Mariners, Padres under 7.5.
Pimp slap play of the day. San Diego under 7.5, and the Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. White Sox -1, which I'm also on and bet on the overnight line. Now let's just quickly go over the money numbers again, game by game. Philly and Miami, nothing particular of note. Interestingly, 17% of the cash is on the under. 17% of the bets are on the under. 36% of the cash is on the under. So some bigger bets coming in on the under. Most of the money and the cash on the over, which is kind of interesting. Cubs, Mets, Nothing. 83% of the tickets and 97% of the cash on the Mets. Wow. 57% of the cash. 57% of the tickets and 64% of the cash on the under, which doesn't surprise us. Milwaukee, St. Louis, full line value for Milwaukee, supposedly. 22% of the tickets on Milwaukee, 67% of the cash on Milwaukee. Unbelievable. So as of right now, full line value on Milwaukee. As of right now, full line value on Arizona. Similarly, 24% of the tickets and 77% of the cash on Arizona. On that one, though, think about this, Conor Mac, if you want to play the over. 39% of the tickets are on the under, but 60% of the cash is on the under. So bigger bets coming in on the under. Atlanta, San Francisco, pretty much nothing, although big lean to the under, 61% of the tickets and 97% of the cash on the under. Angels, Cleveland, not too much. Interestingly, 39% of the tickets are on Angels, Cleveland, 39% of the tickets on the Angels, but 91% of the cash is on the Angels, but not full line value according to Sports Insights, just a very small percentage, a very small bar worth of value here on the Angels. So a little bit of value on the Angels, but not nearly as much. Oh shit, I got to plug my battery is going to be low for a second. Oh, can you hold on 1 second, Conor Mac?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I got to plug in my battery.
No problem. I am moving on this game. I got to throw something on it. If White's going to be in or Merriweather, MDR 24. Yeah, I'm taking Rays first 5. If Springs is on the bump, I don't give me him first 5 as well at even money.
Okay, here we go. Now it's plugged in.
White's gotten ripped.
All right, so I'm back. So once again, most of the money is on the Angels, but not a lot of line value according to Sports Insights. And on that one, they're liking the under as well. 30% of the tickets, 63% of the cash on the under. Interesting stuff. Houston, Detroit, and again, this is full game, not necessarily first 5, but half line value on Detroit according to Sports Insights. More of the money is on Detroit than the tickets, and the total, no opinion on the total from Sports Insights. Again, the Yankees-Boston game, half line value on Boston, despite the fact that only a little bit more of the money is on Boston. 17% of the tickets on Boston, 22% of the money is on Boston, but half line value according to Sports Insights, and then all the money is on the over. Wow, look at this, Conor Mac, 56% of the tickets, 97% of the cash on the over.
What game was that?
Yankees-Boston.
Oh, okay.
Now, I can believe that. I told you, I bet the over.
You bet it, yeah.
Yeah, I bet both teams to score 2, both to score 3, but a little bit surprised to see that. But wow, look at that. Then KC, Minnesota, nothing of note. All the money and all the tickets are on Minnesota. 74% of the tickets and 93% of the cash on Minnesota, but no value according to the Sports Insights. And then let's see, Oakland, Texas. Yeah, no value according to Sports Insights, but 22% of the tickets on Oakland, 44% of the cash on Oakland. I'm on Oakland, but despite that discrepancy, no value indicated by Sports Insights, and all the money coming in on the under on that one. 51% of the tickets, 86% of the cash on the under in Oakland, Texas. Then Baltimore, Washington again. Full line value on Washington. 9% of the tickets on Washington. 29% of the money is on Washington. Not a huge discrepancy, but full line value on Washington. That's the way I was leaning as well. And on this one, wow, we were leaning under, weren't we, Conor Mac?
Yeah, in the Nats game?
Yeah, well, let's think about this. 53% of the tickets are on the over. 98% of the cash is on the over, Conor Mac.
Wow. Oof.
Wow.
Okay.
Colorado White Sox, no line value indicated. 90% of the cash, 90% of the tickets, everything's coming in on the White Sox, but no line value one way or the other. And looks like they're leaning under as well, which is how you were leaning too. Or no, were you leaning under or over in the Colorado White Sox game?
I was leaning over a little bit, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, 38% of the tickets, 62% of the cash on the under. And final game, San Diego, Seattle, small line value on San Diego, according to Sports Insights, even though 39% of the tickets and just 44% of the cash on San Diego, but small line value on San Diego nonetheless. And most of the tickets and an even bigger percentage of the money is on the under in Seattle, San Diego. So there you go. We got all the special plays of the day. We got all the money insights from Sports Insights. We got Conor Mac's official plays. We got my official plays. What a nice show, Conor Mac. Did you have a good time?
Had a great time.
All right. How are the college football previews going with Ian Cameron? Some of them are already up, right?
Yeah, we've already just put them up. A little bit of a, tricky week this week, and not a lot of huge high-profile games, but a bunch with, I think, value.
I bet Bowling Green against Marshall. You know that game?
Yeah.
18 took that one. I don't know if that's a smart bet. I just did it. All right. Everyone go to pubsportsradio.com to find all the great stuff that they have over there. Check out Ian Cameron and Conor Mac's college football previews. I watch all of them every week, Conor Mac. That's not a lie. Again, everything I say is the truth, and that is the truth as well. Every single video that you and Ian. Well, if there's like a game that I'm not interested in, then I'll skip it. You know what I mean? But I'll probably, they're short and very insightful. 3-4 minutes. If you put it at 1.25 or 1.5 speed, it's even faster. Conor Mac, thanks so much. What's your Twitter handle?
Just at Conor Mac Picks on Twitter.
Picks. There you go. Yeah. Any last words for the comment section here?
Oh no! As you were getting up to charge your thing, I didn't know if you heard me. If White's in and Springs is pitching, I'm on the Rays first 5 here. I don't trust, and I don't do double headers, but I'll take a shot with the Rays first 5. It's even money.
Wow.
So if White or Merriweather's going to pitch, I'll take Springs first that Blue Jays team. I just wanted to add that. Sorry. Shout out.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to give a shout out to Schnizzle, Saturated, North Ender, Jack Rosenblatt Stadium, MDR 24, Mad Stoney, North Ender, Nasty Nate says Red Sox smash. Hell yeah, right, Pete?
Yeah.
They do. Mike M, Jay Peasy, Cheshire Cat, Coin, my guy, good to see you. Shout out to Billy Friedrich, glad to see you in here. Razor Sharp Picks, my guy, check him out. The Gas Report, all the guys up in this chat. As always, it was a Sanka, good to see you. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me on this Tuesday, Pete. I'd love to do it anytime you have me.
It's freaking awesome. Maybe you can come on next week if you want. We'll work it out. Thanks so much. See y'all next week.